वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
अभी कमाने को बिंदी लगाओ। स्टॉप। कमाना नहीं है, एक संकल्प भी कमाना नहीं है। कमाने के समय पर कमाएंगे, कमाएंगे कब? फिर तो समय मिलना नहीं है। चेक करो, जो भी खजाने हैं, सबसे बड़ा खजाना है कौन सा? संकल्प, समय, ज्ञान का खजाना, प्रत्यक्ष जीवन में आए। ज्ञान सुनाना और सुनना, ये फर्स्ट स्टेज है। लेकिन ज्ञान अर्थात नॉलेज, नॉलेज को क्या कहते हो? नॉलेज लाइट है, माइट कहते हो ना। तो ज्ञान व नॉलेज का अर्थ है हर संकल्प में, बोल में, कर्म में लाइट और माइट है, तब कहेंगे नॉलेजफुल। कुमारियां है ना, तो बाप दादा कुमारियों को सेंटर का घर भी देता और वर तो मिलाई। हमें घर और वर तो चाहिए। कुमारियों को वर तो मिल गया, अभी घर भी मिलेगा, सेंटर मिलेगा। कुमारों को भी मिलता है। कुमार समझते हैं हम पीछे क्यों, पीछे नहीं आगे। कुमारों के बिना भी सेवा कहाँ चलती है? कोई भी सेंटर में देखो, अगर हार्ड वर्कर कुमार नहीं हो तो बहनें कुछ नहीं कर सकती। दोनों ही जरूरी। इसीलिए पांडवों का भी नाम है, तो शक्तियों का भी नाम, दोनों का नाम। बच्चे, मैं आपके Sada Sadhu.
Om Shanti. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Finish the consciousness of mind. Nothing in Brahmin life is difficult, but your own sanskars and weaknesses are visible in the form of something difficult. For this, you have to sacrifice yourself to the flame to such an extent that even the consciousness of mind, which you have for your sanskars, should finish. Even your nature should change. When everyone's nature changes, your features will become avyakt, like those of Father Brahma. Now transform the old nature and old sanskars. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 4, transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Today's topic is finish the consciousness of mind. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, everyone. Very good. That's good. Baba is almighty. But when he gives us, what he gives us, love or knowledge or peace, what he gives Baba first, right? What Baba gives first, knowledge or love? Love. He gives knowledge with love. Because only love doesn't work. And only knowledge also doesn't work. So when he gives knowledge, it's with lot of love. Because we are his children. Baba knows that we were deities. So with lot of love and respect. So this morning I was thinking, how should we give knowledge? What if we have to explain someone, tell someone something, do it with love and respect. And then it's the feeling, acceptance is there. And then in knowledge, what he explains us. He tells us about disciplines, he tells about maryadas, he tells about karma philosophy, and then he observes us that how much we practically follow all that. Let's say, even if I know that Baba will do, Baba is there, but Baba also has to look at how much I am following Baba's maryadas, how much I am following disciplines, how much I understand, and karma philosophy also, that I have to be very careful of what I am saying, what I am doing. And then when based on that, Baba helps, right? So I thought, we think Baba does everything, Baba helps, but also he has certain guidelines in the sense of he cannot do more than what I have to by following Baba's. Baba has given us guidelines for everything. Baba has created a lot of systems for us, lot of. So Shiv Baba, when he came in Brahma Baba, when he created Yagya, right? So someone was asking, who created this system that brothers should sit on one side and sisters on other side? Why not together? So they said Shiv Baba through Brahma Baba created the system. Why it has to be like that? So one of the reason was that even if we souls are pure, but the elements are still not pure. So that is why Baba always used to say, when you are sitting, your body should not touch another's body. Sit also with little distance. Now, of course, we have social distances because of virus, but Baba also always used to say the vibrations of each other. So allow that space, which is very, very important. So many details. There was a time when people had to give contributions. They will always give in sisters, and then a time came where Baba gave direction to Ramesh Bhai that there should be Baba's Bhandara and everyone should put in that. And now sometimes same instruments open Bhandara, but before like it was separate duty. So instruments sometimes they didn't know how much who is giving because Baba said, no, you cannot, it's good not to know so that you don't think, oh, this one gives more or this one. So suddenly our attitude of who gives more or less. But there are some they do through body, some through wealth, some through their yoga tapasya. You know, everyone contributes in a different way. Sometimes you could have a lot of money, but no help from the body to do, then still task cannot be accomplished. So even now in Murli, Baba said, Baba has given us knowledge. So knowledge is light and yoga is might. So light means doing everything accurately. Our thoughts, our words, action according to light of knowledge. Like in light, you can see things clearly. So when you see, you do it properly. And same is, but then doing also requires might, power, right? So knowledge is said to be light, might, and then also they say virtue. If you have knowledge, you are an engineer, you have a quality, you could just go and fix any connections, or when it's dark, you can bring the light. That is your virtue. Or a doctor has virtue of medically helping the souls, helping people. So same is Baba's knowledge help us to help the souls to understand about their life, to understand whatever is happening in your life. You cannot blame anyone. It's your own sanskars, your own karma. Sometimes karmas, but this karma, sanskar, and drama, they all are together. Sanskar, sometimes actions are based on sanskars, right? And drama also runs based on that. So every scene of drama really has everything combined in that. So I have to observe, like Baba says, okay, be detached observer. Well, I have to do it, right? Then Baba says, be detached and lovely, I have to do it. So it's so interesting to see that the true foundation, strong foundation in Brahmin life is that I follow whatever, not only knowledge, not only yoga, but what knowledge is teaching us. So it's very, very deep. And again, transformation of sanskars. Baba is saying that in today's very interesting that nothing is difficult. Do we agree? No, sometimes some things are difficult or no. When Baba or anyone is asked this question, we say nothing is difficult. But then we know that, so what Baba is saying, that what is most difficult is not situation or to do, but to mold your own weak sanskars. So what gets stuck, what gets difficult in between is when sanskar emerge. And that Baba said, why this or why not this, or something suddenly emerges. And then it's your sanskar which is making it difficult. So Baba can say that is why it is important as a moth to burn yourself on this flame so that you finish I and mine completely. Since I have heard Brother Ken talking about I and mine, I found that it's very subtle. When he was talking about ego, I thought, no, we don't have ego, but I find, yes, there is very subtly ego. And that ego creates reaction or sanskars emerge. So keep the thought that, yes, I have to burn all my sanskars on the flame so that I and mine is completely finished. And when that will happen, then the nature will change. Because there is still I and mine, subtle ego, so the nature, immediately like some reaction will come, some sanskar will emerge. And that is why it's very interesting that then nature will change. And when everyone's nature will change, then your features will become awake like Brahma Baba. Because we always say that, like in Golden Age, or every birth, your features, whatever your features are based on your sanskars. Maybe it's not question of what's the size of nose or anything, but generally, some have features. When people see them, there are different feelings emerge of the feet. Your purity is visible, your love is visible, your innocence is visible, your love for Baba. So it's very interesting, Avyakti features like Brahma Baba. So I think we take this as homework for tomorrow. Nothing is difficult. If there is difficulty, that is because of my weak sanskars. And now is the time to burn like flame. And when you burn it, your nature will change. And when nature changes, then the features will also become very, very awake. So every word which Baba speaks, when we reflect on that word, it has a lot of meaning and also realization in us immediately. Yes, it's true. That is still I have as a flame. I need to burn myself on as a moth on the flame. Right? Oh, Shan.
Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Finish the consciousness of mind. Nothing in Brahmin life is difficult, but your own sanskars and weaknesses are visible in the form of something difficult. For this, you have to sacrifice yourself to the flame to such an extent that even the consciousness of mind, which you have for your sanskars, should finish. Even your nature should change. When everyone's nature changes, your features will become avyakt like those of Father Brahma. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avakti Parivar. So now we'll welcome our Avakti journey. Welcome to Avakti journey, living and serving with our Brahmin family. So we invite our dear angel brother Ken. Welcome.
Om Shanti, dear Sister Mohini. Om Shanti, Didi. It's so lovely to be with you. It's so lovely to see Bhakdada and then your sharing about today's topic. And I was remembering as you were saying about what's more important, love and knowledge, and then you said they're both important. I remembered that when I came into Gyan in London, Sister Sadesh was she was around more because Daddy and Genti were always traveling. So the very first conversation that I had with her, she said to me that we have to create a bridge with God, have to create this connection. It's like a bridge. And we need knowledge of how to build the bridge, but we need love to cross it. So she said that if you just have knowledge, but you don't have the love, then you've got a lovely bridge, but nothing's happening. And if you got the bridge already built, you can't cross it. So love and knowledge go together. And of course, if Baba in this morning that we just heard, he asked what our greatest treasures were. Gyan and yoga, the light and the might. And as we put those things into our thoughts, words and actions, we start to create something different. And of course, that different thing that we're creating is the angelic stage, because we're coming out of a human stage and we're going to an angelic stage. And we're building our deity stage all at the same time. So I'd like to share a little bit about the layers of sanskars that we have, which come into play. I'm going to show you an image here. So just go out for a sec. Give me a second here. I've got to share the image. Yeah, here we are. So you see here the Earth, our planet, is sort of cut. There's a sort of a cross section that you can see. So you have the inner core here, which is solid, and then you have an outer core, which is actually liquid, and then you have this sort of lower mantle and an upper mantle, which are sort of semi-solid. And then you have the crust, which includes, of course, all of our countries and our continents and water and so on. Now, everything that's important for our history and geography happens on the surface. So there's no history and geography beneath the surface, right? What happened in the core, of course, there's something there, but what concerns human history and what we've been through and what we've built up over our lives and what we've accumulated, has happened on the surface. So, and I've taken this from the Ghana-based leadership course, this is part of it, but it's just a reflection to show that just as the earth is built up in layers, we also have layers. We have our surface layer, you could say, which is the present life. It's the one that we know, the one that's important, just as the present geography of the world is all important, which is which country and which is another country. Over history, the lines that we've drawn on maps have changed, of course. Bharat used to be very big, now it's just reduced. to a small little triangle, but it used to be so big. Gradually it was losing pieces of itself. And so in the same way, what's important to each human being is what their present history and geography is, where they live, where they are, what they do. And of course, that's just the surface of us. And the problem is our surfaces have been built up over many lives. And the surface, just as the history of the world and the geography of the world have changed, the history and geography of the soul have also changed. And so when I think of me, I think of, what do I think of? I can't think of my previous births. I can't think of these other layers that are there. I know that they exist. I know that I have an original core, but the surface layers are different. So it's very interesting that we do build up this ego self, which is I am so-and-so, I did this and I did that. And that's pretty much reduced to the surface. And the deep, real self, where our original qualities are, which I've shown here, is unknown for most. And even though we know about it as Brahmins, how often during the day am I aware of my original state? And of course, that's when I was closest to Baba, and that's when I was closest to my deity stage as well. So let's say these are two people, these are two individuals, and dealing with others, which is the whole idea of these little sessions, how to live and to work with others. I have to be aware that, let's say I build up a round surface. Let's say my surface sanskars have become like a circle. And now I'm dealing with someone whose surface has become square, just to differentiate. Now here I am, the round one. I would like the other person to be round like me so that I can get on with them. And the square one thinking that I wish this first one, me, were a little bit more square like me so that we can get on together. And so the differences between our present sanskars sometimes create conflict or attraction, as Didi was saying last night. It's not just conflict, it's also something in the other person's nature or appearance. Their surface, let's say, creates some, attraction. And so this interaction between the surfaces, sometimes it's a clash, as Baba says. He talks about sanskar clashes, but they could also be like some glue as well, right? That I become glued to the other person because I'm attracted by that aspect of their personality that I don't have. I'm round and the other one is square. What I have to do with others, I have to go deeper. I have to see behind these appearances. I have to see behind the crust. Let's say, that's why I use the example of the earth. It's the earth's crust where anything important happens. That's where the oceans are. That's where the countries are. But the real deep, deep core of the soul is very similar. So we may be different superficially, and we are. I've been in different places. I've thought about different things. I've said different things. I have had different professions, different relationships over my many births. And the other one also completely different. So it's these differences that either create attraction or that these differences clash. So I have to be like Baba, and if I want, I have to go back to my real deep self, which is very similar to how Baba is. Like my deep peace is the same as Baba's peace. The only difference is Baba is unlimited, and I have, I don't have the same quantity of peace that God has, but I have the same quality of peace, the same quality of love, the same quality of purity at a deep level. And the other one too. So if I want to get on with other ones, I have to see beyond their, let's say I'm the round one, I have to see beyond their squareness. I have to see beyond what they've become. I have to see the deep inner self, the core, to use the example that I showed about the earth. I have to go back to doing that. So I'm going to stop sharing there. And wait a minute. Just a second. So, what are the layers in the soul? And what's this got to do with transforming my old nature and old sanskars? And I have to look at, and Baba said even today, that I have to take into account the beginning, the middle, and the end of history. But what about my beginning and middle and end? And what has that got to do with what has that got to do with finishing the consciousness of mind? So what do I really have? So I have two pasts. I have my ancient past. There's the original state and my state in the golden age. That's my ancient past that I have to start to become more familiar with. And I've got this recent past, which is to do with this birth and maybe the last few births, because that's what's more active. So how can you know the difference? How often, for example, do you make references to the past of this birth, which is only a fraction of what we are, right? The people and the situations, or we use our recent past to justify our present behavior, that I'm like this because of such and such a thing. The inability to forgive and forget, which are connected with things of this recent past, which are sort of so engraved in me that I can't go beyond them. If I were really able to resuscitate my original state, the traumas that I may have had in this birth become irrelevant. They become irrelevant. So I've got the past, the ancient past and the recent past that I have to deal with, and the sanskars of my ancient past, and the sanskars of this recent past, which are sort of fighting against each other. Like the first half of the cycle are my highest sanskars, and the second part of the cycle are, the questionable sanskars, the merchant and Shudra sanskars. And those two parts of us are they haven't been sorted out. So which part of me is more active at any one time? And then I look at the present. The present is now. So just think about now. It's the only real time that I have. I don't have the past anymore. It's gone. I don't have the future. It hasn't come to me yet. I only have the present. And this is very important to understand, that happiness, the experiences of happiness, the experiences of love, the experiences of a really deep connection with Baba are present experiences. I can remember that I had a great experience last weekend, for example, but it's not the same remembering a past great experience. It's not the same as having a great experience in the present. So in the present, I have to work. And I have to redefine my relationship with everyone in terms of service. In fact, even my lockies, even the people that are in the center with me, even the people that I work with, they are souls like me. They are children of Baba. We all have similar original states. And then I have to interact with them on that basis. And in fact, the present is the only time that we can accumulate. I can't accumulate from the past unless I learn from it, because in fact, the lessons from the past, they stop having weight on the soul. They stop being a burden on the soul if I really learn from them. So I have to use the present to become a giver in every situation. As Baba says, a donor in every situation, then I can accumulate. So I'm putting the past in its place. I'm using the present accurately. Then Baba says about the future, something I really love. He says, dance with your future form. So just sit, every one of us, we can sit and just imagine what we're going to be like in the future. Can you imagine yourself as a deity? Free, easy, completely pure, very little thought, very little concern about anything, just complete and full and whole. And if I can invoke that future form, for example, if I were a deity already, what would interest me? In this world, what interest would I have if I were closer to my deity state? These are the sort of things that we have to entertain ourselves with and give ourselves hope, because I am going to be that. And this helps me to divinize my sanskars. That means make my sanskars more subtle, Pradhan. And in a way, it means to dehumanize them, because I do have virtues, but they're human virtues. They're not divine virtues yet. Human virtues everyone has. And they're just the virtues that are controlled by the ego. I am so-and-so, I'm being sweet and I'm being lovable because I need this and I need that. They're very human things. But the divine virtues, when God uses me as his instrument. So these are sort of things that if I go back to that idea that I'm interacting with others, and on the surface we are very different because we've been through different situations, we've come along different trajectories. Some people have an inclination because of their history towards silence or towards love or towards peace or towards joy. It depends what our story has been. So we all come to this great Baba's family having passed through different trajectories. And we come here with all of these differences, and we have to understand, first of all, the context of why Baba has called me. There's obviously that I have some specialities that he needs for his service. So I have to discover what those specialities are and bring them out, make them divine. But I also have to be subtle. I have to sort of sit back, like Baba says, be a detached observer, not get caught up in any attraction towards anyone, not to be attached, not to be attached either to my different qualities, attachment. And I love that idea from last night, Didi, that you said about the difference between conflict and attachment. But attachment could be to people or things, but it also could be an attachment to an idea of ourselves. So we're attached to our physical identity, we're attached to our own story, we're attached to our own roles. So all of these sanskars start to play out. I should start to try to act from my deep state, my deep sanskars, and not from the things that I've gathered along the way, which are very present in the roles that I have and the interests that I have, and even in the talents that I have, because they've been developed to work and not necessarily been developed from a deeper stage of spirituality. So with Baba's help, we can bring about this transformation of our old nature and old sanskars, and bring out the best in us and also see the best in others. And that is the essence of being able to work with and live with others without any problems, without any obstacles, without any difficulties. I am a soul, I am Baba's child, I have very similar sanskars to God at a deep level, and the other person also. Each of us may not be able to express those deep qualities in the same way. That will be number wise. But lets my vision penetrate all the rubbish that I've accumulated and all the rubbish that anyone else has accumulated, so I can see that shining soul behind the surface things that have been built up. So, I mean, these are just some tips about how to get along with others. Just see people as they are. Don't see people as you are, and don't see people as they've become. I am not what I become. No one else is what they've become. No one is their behavior. They've become that, they've developed that behavior, but they originally are a shining soul like me. So these are just some thoughts that I had that I wanted to share with everyone today.
Om Shanti, Brother Ken.
Om Shanti Didi.
It's beautiful, and today is the third day. Everything is becoming clear, and we can see very, very clearly what you're saying, and your last part of seeing one's own self and others into their core being is very, very important. I remember Manor Dadi used to tell me that if you expect from others what you do and what you are, you will be very disappointed. So you have to be what you are, and then also support others, then whatever they are and whatever their capacities are. So it's very, very beautiful, and I'm sure that all Baba's children who are listening now and will be listening tomorrow and many times later even will take a lot of benefits. So I am also getting ready to leave for Madhuban, so I thought to say goodbye to you also. And of course, I will listen to you wherever I am. We will
Didi, when are you going to Madhuban?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning. That is
tomorrow
Saturday.
morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yes.
my flight is midday. So I will be in Delhi for a day, then Udaipur to Shantivan. So 7th I will be there by midday. No, by afternoon, I think.
Okay,
So,
you're carrying the love of everyone from Abhiyakti Parivar towards Madhuban for sure. So anyway, tomorrow I'll be sharing about Sato, Raj, and Tamu as well in the terms of relationships with others. So I forgot to say that. So I really have a good trip.
yeah, I am taking, of course, love remembrances, but everyone's good wishes for my trip, because I know that these days our everything becomes smooth if you all have good wishes for me and for each other whenever, whatever is needed. So I carry both with me, and I know that, I really realized this morning, and as I started my talk, that to do what Baba wants us to do, Maryadas, Srimad, understand karma philosophy and be responsible. And then, of course, Baba's help is constantly there. So I had been reflecting on that, and I'm sure that everyone's good wishes will help me to reach Madhuban. And when I reach there, I will be meeting you all. So thank you, everyone. And Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. So thank you, Didi. Thank you, Brother Ken. It was a wonderful, wonderful sharing. And yes, we are going soon to Madhuban. But as we are a Vyakti Parivar, we are always together wherever we are, right? So Mohini Didi will be present every evening in a Vyakti Parivar. Whether she will be in flight, whether she will be in Delhi or in Madhuban. So we are not missing a day. So many of you might be wondering, but yeah, no, Didi will share every evening, right? And you all will travel with us in Avyakti form, and we all will be in Madhuban together. Anyway, yeah, because we have a Avyakti flight now, na? Avyakti Airlines, so it's easy to fly, right? Yes, wonderful. Thank you. And tomorrow is Saturday. So I would like to just go through tomorrow's program. Tomorrow is Saturday, Amritwala, 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Hindi Avyakta Murali. Followed by, tomorrow is Saturday. So we'll be having our Avyakti Children's class from 1:30 to 3 p.m. and Avyakti Youth class from 3 to 4. Evening 6 o'clock, Bhakti will start, followed by meditation, English series with Didi, and also Avyakti journey with Brother Ken. So tomorrow is also, as we are doing our Double Foreigners Madhuban online program. So as you saw that we have Murli in the morning, but as soon as that finish, 8:30, we will be connecting live, and there will be a yoga party with Sister Mira. So we'll connect and we'll also show in Avyakti Parivar with the translation available Hindi and Spanish. All right, everyone. So as Didi said, we would like to take everyone's blessings, and definitely we will reach soon to Madhuban, and Didi will share more and more. So now let's do our meditation, homework meditation, and then we will take drishti from Didi. Om Shanti.
Transformation of old nature and old sanskars. Finish the consciousness of mind. Nothing in Brahmin life is difficult, but your own sanskars and weaknesses are visible in the form of something difficult. For this, you have to sacrifice yourself to the flame to such an extent that even the consciousness of mind which you have for your sanskars should finish. Even your nature should change. When everyone's nature changes, your features will become avyakt, like those of Father Brahma.
पुराने नेचर व संस्कारों का परिवर्तन मेरे पन की समाप्ति ब्राह्मण जीवन में कोई भी बात मुश्किल नहीं है, लेकिन अपने संस्कार, अपनी कमजोरियां मुश्किल के रूप में देखने में आती हैं। इसके लिए अपने को क्षमा पर इतने तक मिटाना है जो कहते हो मेरे संस्कार, यहाँ मेरापन भी मिट जाए, नेचर भी बदल जाए, जब हरेक की नेचर बदलेंगी तब ब्रह्मा बाप समान अव्यक्ति फीचर्स बनेंगे। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti, good night. You all are coming with me to Madhuban, so we will be together in a Vyakti Parivar. It will be very interesting that whole Vyakti Parivar, we will be together in Madhuban. Shantivan, then Pandavan, Gyan Sarovar, everyone. And of course, I will give everyone's love remembrances. Om Shanti and good night, everyone. Good night.